Hi. About a week and a half ago, I dyed my hair with henna. I'm not sure if you can tell. And I am going to do a review on the henna that I used today. But first, I would like to explain a little bit about henna hair dye. I am by no means an expert. This was my first time dyeing my hair with henna. But because it was my first time, I did a ton of research about it. So the information is sort of fresh in my mind. So this is all like textbook information, not really experience information, and then I'll go into the review. Henna is a natural compound. It's a plant, and naturally henna dyes your hair a reddish tone, but you can add things to henna to make it tint your hair different colors. Like if you add chamomile, I believe, it will tint it more of a blonde color, and if you add indigo, it will make it darker, like brown or black. And some hennas, though, will add like copper or metallic salts, and you want to stay away from that kind of henna, because if you dye your hair with like commercial dye, like boxed dye from the store, or get it done at a salon, and then you dye over it with henna that has like copper or metallic salts in it, your hair can potentially be turned green or like have a chemical reaction and completely melt off of your head. So if you have dyed your hair like previously, or bleached it, or anything, like any sort of chemical service, do not use compound henna, which is the henna that is lower quality and can potentially have weird additives that can fry your hair or melt it or dye it green. You want to stick with body art quality henna. And if you go online and like search henna for hair, you can find websites that will have lists of places that you can buy good quality henna. As far as buying it at a store, I would be very careful, to be honest, because a lot of brands will say that it's all natural henna, but secretly it's compound henna that has like metallic salts added to it. And it's fine to use that kind of henna if your hair is virgin, meaning that it's never been dyed, or you've strictly dyed it with henna in the past and you never plan on dyeing over it with like normal hair dye, like box dye or salon dye. But if you're ever going to do anything involving chemical treatments, do not use compound henna on your hair by any means. And yeah, so I did a lot of research. I looked up henna for hair, and I found a website that like explained henna for hair. It wasn't affiliated with any specific company. So at the bottom of the website, it had like a list of links to stores that sold body art quality henna, which is like pure organic henna with no weird additives like the metallic salts. And I found a website on there. There were like about 5 websites. I think it was called like hennaforhair.com. I'm not sure though. I'll probably find the website and then link it down below. I'll put all kinds of links and stuff down below. Yeah, but the brand that I ended up buying henna from after doing a bunch of research was Henna Sooq, and this is the hair dye henna stuff that I got. And it's called the Red Raj, which the Raj is like short for some Indian word that I can't pronounce because I don't know, but they call it Red Raj. And this is a newer hair dye from the Henna Sooq company, and I'm probably butchering the name too. It's probably not Sooq, it's probably like Sook or something weird that I can't say because I'm dumb. But yeah, I got this henna from Henna Sooq, and I believe it was $8 for 100 grams, and it came in different size increments. There was like, I think there was a sample size of like 5 grams, and then there was like 50 grams, and then 100 grams, and then 500 grams, I think, were the size increments. And I looked up like how much you should use for different lengths of hair, and for like shoulder length hair, which is how long mine is when it's not up, normally you need 100 grams of the henna. So I just bought 100 grams, but I ended up not needing all 100 grams because I added some things to it. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like because I do have some left. I used about half of it. It's a green color. And yeah, when you use henna, you're supposed to mix it up. You can either use warm water, which is what it said to use on the back. It comes with instructions. But I didn't use just warm water. I did a lot of research about what you're supposed to add to it. And adding like sour liquids like vinegar or lemon juice, things like that, or adding camphorous oils like tea tree oil or rosemary oil, like essential oils, will more readily activate the dye to be absorbed into your hair, because it is just powder. It's like henna powder. It's not like a mix where you've got the color and then you've got the activator, you know, like traditional hair dye. So you want to activate it, and what you do, what I did, I'll just explain to you how I mixed mine up. I put well, first I put the henna in a bowl, and you want to use like a preferably like a stoneware glass bowl, because it might stain plastic bowls and metal bowls. It could react weirdly with the metal depending on what has been added to it. So what I did is I put it in a glass bowl, and I mixed some lemon juice, just like the bottles that you get of lemon juice at the store, and I just eyed all of this. I didn't measure anything, but I put a little bit of that in there, and I heated up about half a cup or so of water, and I heated it up in the microwave and poured that in, and I put some vinegar in. I put more vinegar in than I did lemon juice, and I also added probably about 10 drops of tea tree oil and about 5 drops of rosemary essential oil. And I also added sugar, like just regular sugar, because I read online that it can improve the consistency of the henna to make it easier to apply to your hair. And after mixing all those in a bowl, you're supposed to let the henna sit for between, I believe it's 1 to like 5 hours that you're supposed to let it sit so that it can release the dye. And you'll know that the dye has started to release when the top coating, like the top of the henna in the bowl, is no longer this green color, but it has turned to more of a brown red color. And then the dye has begun to release, and then you can apply it on your hair, and you can leave it on your hair anywhere from, I believe, an hour to overnight. And I'm going to tell you right now that the mixture I used smelled very bad with the vinegar and the lemon juice and the tea tree and rosemary. It was not a good smelling mixture at all. The scent has not 100% washed out of my hair, and I dyed it the Saturday before last, so it's been about a week and a half. The scent is not 100% gone. When I shower, I can still smell a little bit of the smell of all of the stuff that I mixed in with it. So unless you want lingering scent, I would recommend mixing it with something else that smells better, or maybe not using the vinegar. And if smell doesn't bother you, that's fine, but I just don't particularly like how the smell has lingered so much. And also, henna itself is not moisturizing at all. It strengthens your hair, it makes your hair a lot healthier, it makes the roots stronger, and it's very good for your hair, but it is not moisturizing at all. And I did not add anything moisturizing to my mix, so it dried my hair out a lot, and it took about a week for my hair to get back to being normal without just feeling really dry. And I use like deep conditioning treatments every night and like overnight oil treatments every night after doing the henna because my hair was so incredibly dry. And now that it's back to not being dry and I've conditioned it back to normal, it feels a lot stronger and healthier, and the color payoff was really nice. I left my henna in overnight. I just wasn't sure how long it would take to really get into my hair, and I would rather have it be really, really dark red than like not really sink in at all and just be like I didn't even do anything. And especially because my hair was dyed dark beforehand, I wanted to make sure that I let the red soak in. And like, I'm not sure if you can tell at all. If you look like at one of my past videos, you can see like my video before this, my vlog, I had not dyed it with the red yet, and it's just a little bit red because it's like a translucent dye that coats over whatever color has been there before. So if your hair is like blonde, it'll turn out really brighter red, and if it's dark like this, it'll just tint it red. And I purposefully got the red Raj in the hopes that it would turn my hair really red. Like, here's a photo example of what it's supposed to make your hair look like. This person obviously had lighter hair when they dyed it. And I also looked up a bunch of reviews about it, and it seemed to get pretty good reviews. But I really like this specific henna. I thought the price was good. It was, because I'm going to get 2 applications out of this, it was about $4 per application. And I normally dye my hair with the box dyes from like the drugstore, and those, I usually get the ones that are about $11, so this was a lot cheaper than that. And it's also natural, doesn't damage your hair at all. It does dry it out, but it does not damage your hair at all. And yeah, I liked it. It came very quickly in the mail. I've ordered it and it came within that week. This is my first review, so if it's like muddled and terrible, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to do my best. I'm just going to read you the back of this. It says, "Every girl's henna. Our red Raj henna powder naturally dyes your hair reddish tones and will cover gray hair. This amazing henna powder has a high dye content of 3.22%. Henna strengthens, conditions, protects, and adds gorgeous shine naturally to your hair. Your hair coloring treatment should be repeated every 4 to 6 weeks or root touch-ups as needed. The herb will loosen your curl pattern should this apply." And it did loosen my curl pattern, and my hair was not curly, it was wavy, but it has made it like much straighter, which I'm actually really happy about because I've been trying to avoid straightening my hair with a straightener as much as possible, and this has made it so that I don't need to as much. If you have like African American hair like that's very, very curly, it will not loosen it nearly as much. I watched a lot of reviews about like African American hair, people that had used it on their hair, and their curl pattern was loosened a little bit, but it was still really curly, so it's not gonna like take your hair from super, super curly to like bone straight. It'll just loosen it a little bit, and it works on all kinds of hair. I looked at reviews and it worked on all kinds of hair. My hair strands are thin, and my hair itself is thick, and it worked fine on mine. And it did not turn my hair green or melt it, which proves that this dye does not have any metallic salts or anything in there. And the ingredients in this henna powder are pure organic Rajasthani Indian henna powder, and that's the only ingredient in it. Yeah, I think that because I really like having red toned hair, and this has worked really well for me, I am going to continue dyeing my hair with henna, and I would recommend this brand because it does not add anything crappy. I'm probably going to try out some other brands just to see, like, different ones, because I'm not really, like, brand loyal at this point. I just like henna now, and I think I covered everything. If not, you can leave me a question in the comments below, and I will leave the link to the Henna Sooq website and the link to the site that I found where it had like all the links to the reputable henna sellers sites, and yeah. And if I can figure out how to edit this, I can probably add in like a before and after type picture. It won't be really good because I didn't like take a photo and then dye it and then take another photo. It'll just be like a photo from like a week before I dyed it and then a photo from after I dyed it that I just took, and hopefully you can see how much more red my hair became, and hopefully the beginning of this video helped you out if you're thinking about dyeing your hair. Yeah, I think that's it, so bye.